wanted to be on that pitch. But I spoke to him actually in the build-up to this game and said, you know what, enjoy the love you're going to receive from this special club. Whatever frustrations you feel as a footballer, Coley, you know that when you look back when you look back on your career and you realise how much this massive club, little old John Stones and Bernardo Silva, they adore you. You'll always be welcome. You've done so much for the club. Enjoy every moment of it.
And to see where the club has come in that time as well, especially from John Stones starting.
Yeah, I mean, both of them been wonderful servants for the club, and I think Joe's right in the sense, you know, when you leave your career and you think about that, you know, all of the ups and downs and the injuries and the losses and everything, and you if you're lucky enough as a footballer, you cherish to have just one day like this. You know, these boys have had multiple days, but the main thing is when you finish your career, that you meant something to some fan base and everything like that. And them two boys, they are synonymous with everything that's been great about this club in the last 10-15 years, and they're deserving a good send-off. And this might be even better, you never know. And
an 8th FA Cup win for any club is incredible.
It really is. You know, I remember being here in 2011, 15 years ago, winning that first trophy that the club had won in a long time, and it felt so special, and we knew we were on the cusp of something. But the investment and the way the club's been run, and now to go on now, what are the average two trophies a season while Pep Guardiola's been there? It's absolutely frightening, but it's relentless, and you've got to keep going and pushing, and that's why this club is doing what they're doing, because they've got someone like him in charge, and when he goes, they're going to have to get someone else like him in charge, because you've got to keep pushing, because the standards are so high, and there's so many great football clubs out there.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like I said, the ball's in his court. He wants to do. If he wants to carry on here and carry on winning, he'll do that. If he wants to call it a day and ride off into the sunset, then he deserves that. But I think the structure around the club, I think what they've done very well, Manchester City, is they looked at what we've done at Chelsea and the successes and the failures, and they learn from that, and they built, and they're very smart, the people there. And it's sustainable success now for 15 years, and it's up to everyone else. You know, no point people moaning about it, you know, this and that, they got the money. Listen, they're doing what they're doing. It's up to everyone else to step up and stop them. And that's Chelsea, that's Liverpool, that's Manchester United. It's the otherwise, you know, it's going to be, mate, you can't be another 15 years, 2 trophies every year. You know, everyone else needs to step up.
Okay, they've taken the FA Cup onto the pitch and they're running it over to their fans now. And this will be a great moment for them. It's been an interesting season. How would you sum it up? Because they've now done the domestic double in terms of the Cups. There's 2 games left in the Premier League.
Hey, look, it was on a knife edge. And if they don't win those 2 finals, it goes without saying it's a difficult moment. But they have. They're the facts. They're walking around with medals around their neck. James Trafford there has been brought in, only used in the Cup games. Going to celebrate with him now. Congratulations, though. But the big moments, they've stepped up and they've won, and they're still going to be pushing. I promise you, they're not giving up on that league either. Still big moments, and they're going to keep going.
And so much of that, Joe, is not just down to talent, but it's down to mentality, isn't it?
It's more down to mentality in any walk of life. You know, you like you said, you can have talent, but you've got to have the mentality and the mindset, and that's got to be driven within the culture of your club. You know, through the dark times, we saw Pep last year, you know, scratching his head on the side of the pitch because he wasn't working, and I knew then that will probably motivate him to find the solution, and he found the solution. And the only reason they won't win the league this year is if they run out of road. That old saying, you don't get beat, you just run out of time. And they are, because at the moment, you can't argue that they are the best side in Europe in terms of form. Chelsea were at it today, by the way, and they were just like fending them off and blocking them, you know. And that's the best I've seen Chelsea play in a long time. Manchester City are a top side, and top sides win trophies. And there they are.
There you go, there's the moment, the champagne comes out. So do the fireworks and the ticker tape as well. And Man City will enjoy this. And another thing that you need when you talk about what it takes to be a successful team, we said there, Joe, it takes talent in your squad, it takes mentality, and it takes leadership as well. And Pep Guardiola has guided his side through some difficult times this season, and this is now an incredibly successul one.
Yeah, we talked about different people stepping up. You got the likes of Bernardo Silva stepping up, Rodri playing today. They're all big moments. Mark Gahey coming into the side. I'll tell you one man who doesn't get enough credit is Kushinov, because he's got memories of making his debut against Chelsea. Everyone wrote him off. Who's this guy? And he's absolutely established himself as one of the best centre-halves in the Premier League, and he was faultless again today.
All right, guys, we'll get more reaction here from Wembley as Manchester City enjoy their celebrations. They are FA Cup final winners 2026, 1-0 against Chelsea. Lots of reaction coming up next, interviews and analysis. Very quick break. And then, as I said, more reaction from Manchester City winning their 8th FA Cup, their 3rd under Pep Guardiola. A huge moment here for the citizens and their fans. We'll be back in a few moments' time.